Consider it a numbers game medical providers don't like to admit they play. Lawsuits filed against patients for debts providers say they're owed. In 2018 and 2019, court records show no major medical provider in the state played the game more often than UC Health.
Our job is to stay out of the courts.
This is UC Health's chief legal officer. She likes to say this.
99.9% of our patients get through the process without any involvement from a collections agency or a court.
We'll get back to her soon, but first, something within the data we found curious. In early 2020, right as the world stopped, UC Health's lawsuits largely stopped as well. Hundreds of suits every quarter turned into one or two at most, quarter after quarter after quarter. It appeared the game was over, or so we thought. That is, until we found an equally curious story here. I-25 north of Colorado Springs. It involved a truck, a few deer, and a collision.
The ambulance came right away.
And what did you tell the ambulance?
Lorena Sanchez says she told the ambulance crew she didn't have insurance.
And I said, oh, no, I don't want to go to a doctor, to the hospital. I don't. I'm okay.
Despite that, she ended up here, UC Health Memorial North. One CT scan concluded nothing broken.
No more than an hour and a half. No more than an hour and a half.
She left worried she'd receive a bill for a few thousand. UC Health ended up sending her one for $24,000 a year later, and a year after that, she received this lawsuit.
But when you go through that and you see that dollar amount for 1 hour and a half, it doesn't make sense.
What also didn't make sense, the plaintiff, the people suing her, not UC Health, but a business known as Credit Service Company, or CSC.
I got sick. My blood pressure went up because I got scared.
CSC, based out of Colorado Springs, sued a lot of people in 2023. We tracked each of its more than 1,500 lawsuits, filing counties all over the state. We can't say how many involved UC Health patients, but we did find plenty of UC Health patients among those we called.
It was a very weird thing. I was like, there's someone playing a prank on me right now. Honey, wake up.
Liz said she'd talk to us if we agreed not to use her name.
I was more than confused. Like, I couldn't figure out what this bill was, why I owed it, why I was being sued. I didn't know.
She says she too went to a UC Health facility and insists she only found out she owed money when a man delivering a CSC court summons knocked on her door.
All that did was scare me. It scared me. I didn't understand what was going on.
I had never heard of them. I had to look them up.
Same story from Gabrielle St. James. Brief UC Health visit, years later, CSC lawsuit.
This looks like a scam because it's a lot for doing nothing.
When these patients are getting sued, they're getting sued in the name of some debt collector they've never heard of and never had a relationship with.
David Seligman is an attorney and says what we found mirrors what he's long believed, that UC Health has found a convenient way to sue patients without having the reputational damage that can come along with it.
If UC Health wants to sue people for unpaid medical debts, then UC Health has to put its name on the lawsuit.
A lawsuit he helped file says what's happening now is illegal. During a deposition for the case, a UC Health employee admitted it would be optically bad for UC Health to sue under its own name.
We are not hiding anything. There is no mystery about what's going on here.
UC Health's chief legal officer, Jackie Cooper-Melman, told us the hospital giant sues patients using some other business's name to help its patients.
Couldn't you just sue under your own name? Could you?
It would make less sense, honestly, to do that because the debt at that point is assigned to the vendor.
I'm not saying you can't use a debt collector.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying you can use a debt collector and still put your name on as the plaintiff. Can you not?
Honestly, in my view, that is more confusing.
What is clear is there is currently no public way to find out just how active UC Health is targeting its own patients.
This is the normal course. This is the way things work with these vendors, and it's how we do it.
We do know fellow nonprofit Centura Health, now known as Common Spirit, works with debt collectors that may choose to take legal action under that group's name. But we also know this: not every hospital system in Colorado has followed that lead. SCL Health, now known as Intermountain, discontinued lawsuits against patients in October 2022. And Health One, a for-profit system owned by national giant HCA, does not pursue litigation that involves suing patients.
Why continue to do this?
We do not want to end up in court. Any patient that responds to us, we will work with them.
A good thing to say, a hard thing to do, however. Within the lawsuits we examined, we found patients bewildered by the process. I was told I had a zero balance. I never saw these bills before, never made aware of debt. I was never sent an itemized bill. I had Medicaid.
And you might think that money is not a big problem, but it is when you don't have it. It is when you don't have it.
Lorena Sanchez did try to work with UC Health, even before she received this summons. She says she visited this hospital numerous times to try to lower her $24,000 bill. One time,
And this is what she gave me.
she says someone gave her this, a pledge to reduce her $24,000 bill by 73%.
And she said, oh, well, you qualify for this discount. So don't worry, we're going to send this by mail.
That reduced bill never arrived. 12 months later, she was sued.
This is 2023,
This is a year after.
and it still says $24,000.
Yes.
A game she says she's losing.
It makes you wonder, what the heck's going on?
That's what's driving me crazy.
How does that happen in an environment where you say everything is going well?
Yeah, no, that's a good question, and that is not at all what we strive for. I don't know that case, so I can't give you a full answer. I'd really have to look into it. That's concerning.